Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Welcome to this reading for all of the signs. This is a collective reading for Mercury in retrograde Pisces energy, and the reading is going to bring in energy and messages specifically about this transit and the energy of it. And I'm using the Millennium Thoth Tarot deck. Thoth, however you want to say it. Millennium Thoth. What are the messages for the collective? What is the energy of Mercury in retrograde Pisces energy? Hermit. So I am going to call this Hermit, for this reading, I'm going to call it Merlin. And what this archetype message is, Merlin reflecting on something. Five of Wands and the Seven of Pentacles. So the Five of Wands is conflicting energy. Seven of Pentacles is something that is in danger of failing because of inaction. But also it's also about waiting for the right time. But I feel like there is a certain amount of conflict that has been going on within the individual. That has led to a stagnation, of really being able to manifest financial security, freedom, abundant kind of living, all of this energy that we innately have the potential to create, but there's a reflection here going on about the conflicting energy that led to the stagnation of the collective as a whole. Nine of Wands. And this is Sagittarian energy. So the Nine of Wands is about aiming for your goal, aiming for that perfect spot, like a target. And I feel that there has been a lot of misguidance on what the target is, what is the meaning of what you're doing every day. All of this, I feel the collective might be reflecting on, particularly in organizations. So for example, an organization has a goal, but that organization was created by a group of people that you have nothing to do with. And because you became a part of that organization at some point, whether it's work or something else, that goal of that organization, that intention, you have basically been involved in that. And so your sight has your target, or your subconscious goal has been in conflict with the actual reality of what your soul wants. The Four of Swords. So this is reflection, rest, respite, relaxation. And it is it's a Libra energy, so the purpose of that is for balance, inner peace and balance. We've got the Four Swords in a pattern where it's equally pointing inward. And it almost looks like the background is the dawning of a new day. And we have the Devil. And the Devil in this card is it's an understanding and awareness that there have been a lot of people that have failed. Failure is part of life. We all fail at something, and this has been part of the journey. So the conflict, it's basically saying the conflict has led to failure, which has led to a renewed sense of what your target is, what your focus might be spiritually, then a sense of respite and reevaluation, reflection, and this understanding and awareness that even though there is this reality of success versus failure, nothing is really a failure. Everything is kind of a miracle. If you want to look at it that way. The Pisces looks at it that way. And even the things that are dark are a miracle of some kind when you investigate it. And on the outside it can look like a disgusting, ugly act of hatred. But what comes of that, eventually what the ripple effect is that it sparks something in someone who is involved that makes a change, a positive change, and that is a miracle in itself. So this Devil, it's looking at this darkness, the dark and the light, and the truth with the Ace of Swords. But it's also not just about the truth. It's about eliminating what is an excess, what is in excess that will create further failure. So in getting rid of that excess of energy, maybe it's, too many thoughts about something, or over thinking something, or it comes down to energy. Merlin is the archetype of Merlin is about alchemical shifting of energy and creation, and very much of a mental energy as well. He goes into the dark places and pulls out magic, which is another word to say transformation. So the Devil energy is this, I've said this before, it's like a fertile, potent energy that can create a lot of failure, destruction, addiction, darkness, depression, grief, destruction, or it can create life. It can be the seed to creating something new in the physical worlds, energetically. But there definitely is some sort of clearing and a cutting away of something that is in excess of, there's too much of something. Prince of Cups. It's very Pisces energy coming in. The art card, which is Temperance, alchemical, energetic, conscious creation is what that is all about. And the Eight of Cups. So it is there is a period of reflecting on something to create a new structure alchemically, which means your mind in balance with your physical body, just in the same way that a diver walks out onto a diving board and creates a magical kind of formation with their body that ends with them creating a seamless, perfect dive into water. Because there's many ways that you can jump into a pool of water. But doing it in that way is you have to have your mind and your physical body in perfect alignment and create that movement. So this reflection is about what is it in your physical world that is in the way too much of something physically that is creating an imbalance that needs to be cut away, that's getting in the way of your magic, which is magic is basically the ability to manifest things. But I'm seeing here that this is about creating a structure that will be a new pathway that is on a higher level, higher conscious level, moving forward. And Eight of Cups is an interesting energy because it's like there's an awareness about the watery depths of things with the Eight of Cups and not being satisfied with something emotionally in your life and that desire to rebelliously create your own life, your own pathway, and doing what you need to do to create that, but using your higher mind. And it's why they say that the Eight of Cups energy is about connecting with something that just fulfills you much more. So you could be in a relationship with someone or in a situation in work or whatever it is that you might be involved in, where you are reflecting on how there may have been an excess of a certain type of energy within the dynamic or within the atmosphere or around you, where you are constantly having to take a break from it or having to regain your energy from it, something like that. And it's talking about the fact that you need to change you need to find your true target. So there's something that mentally needs to be seen and cut out and transformed so that you can see more clearly the target. So I'm going to clarify this Nine of Wands with two more cards, and then bring in some crystal cards. Three of Cups. And the Hanged Man. So the Three of Cups is it is a watery kind of communication card, because it's symbolically about Mercury and Cancer, and also joy and having conversations and expressing yourself from the heart with other people that you care about, and it all flowing back to each other as well. So it's like a never-ending flow of love between friends or between a group of people, relationships with other people. And we have the Hanged Man. So you might have someone in the group or someone in your life where it's changing your perspective. The Hanged Man's changing perspective, seeing it from a completely different point of view. Someone in the group might have a different point of view, and it's about your target is shifting because of that kind of involvement. It could be that also that you have been involved with a group of people or a team of people where you have differing goals, and because these goals are on many different levels, like you could have a goal of creating something in your life that brings you not only money and stability, but a sense of self-love and friendships, spiritual understanding of yourself, higher learning, all these Pisces things. Pisces wants to create, Pisces energy is about creating things that feel magical, things that feel like you can't deny that there is something greater than yourself. So you could have been aligned with people. Maybe you were born into a family where you grew at different. You just grew into different levels of consciousness, and it doesn't mean that you don't love them. But, but it does mean that you don't have to have the same ideals and targets and goals and direction. Because that wouldn't be you being true to yourself. So there's a lot of reflection on that. There also could be a sense of manipulation as well, like I sensed before, manipulation about other people or organizations trying to get you to desire and want what they want you to want because it's in their best interest financially. Or emotionally, if it's a relationship. So let's bring in some crystals and see what the outcome is going to be with this retrograde period. I'm going to do the Four of Swords, the Hermit, and the Eight of Cups. So what's the crystal message with the Four of Swords? Passion. What are you passionate about? Because it's the garnet. It's the crystal of passion. Desire. And the Eight of Cups. Labradorite. So this is creating a completely new structure that actually works for you in this chapter, after this period of reflection and seeing something with more accuracy and more detail. in particular to how you can alchemically create a new, basically, energy grid around you, which creates the structure for you to move forward in getting to this target, whatever that is. And the Hermit, Merlin, Brandenburg Amethyst. So let's look at the Four of Swords and the Garnet. So this is passionate, and garnet is a rejuvenating stone believed to protect against evil and terrifying dreams and to attract love. The divination is to take action. A mystery is solved. Have courage. There is a way out. Turning a crisis into a learning challenge. If danger approaches, stay calm. You are protected. Be emotionally honest with yourself and others. You may attract a partner for sexual healing. Make no long-term commitment. It may fizzle out once the purpose is fulfilled. I feel that this is talking about the fact that you may have been involved with someone or people or work situation where your goals were not in alignment with each other. And this is about you reflecting on your own passions and your own goals, and how deep your abilities and creativity and capabilities really are. There's lots of reflection on what action you will be taking with this Eight of Cups energy into a new structure energetically. I have to say that this movement forward alchemically is really beautiful because it's the Prince of Cups. It's very Piscean energy. It's like this retrograde period is going to give people an understanding of their own true beauty spiritually, creatively, but also it's going to let them see the dark side of other people and how they've been able to be a magician and manipulate them with words, and even could even be like entertainers in the entertainment world. Truth coming out about that with their motives and their goals, or I just feel like there's something in the entertainment world. I mean, we see it all the time, truths coming out about famous people, but I feel like there has been a shift here in something publicly where someone has changed their opinion, or they've broken an alliance with someone, and then the truth comes out. But I don't really do readings for famous people, so I feel like this is more about people that you know who may have been really fun, maybe really fun to be around, or you've enjoyed their company, or like I said, a family where you love each other, but you've got different goals, and there's a splitting of pathways because there's a difference in your levels of consciousness and what you really desire. And also breaking away from manipulative energy that has tried to get you to want something you don't really want. And so with this truth and this clarity that comes from seeing the duality of whatever situation you've been in, could be recently or in the past. The truth is that there's always going to be people that will stay in a lower conscious or a negative energy, and it's okay to part ways. It's okay to have different goals, and still maintain some kind of a connection with them. This is really common in family situations. But it is difficult to walk away from something that you're really emotionally attached to. But if it's keeping you in an energy of conflict, or the fruits aren't showing up on, the trees in your life for you to pick and enjoy because of your alliances, then it's time to basically create the path, the bridge, the energy grid in your life that will change your reality. And I'll get to that in a minute when I do this labradorite. So, Four of Swords with Garnet is the passion the desire to create a new beginning, a new pathway, and solving a mystery, gaining some answers, but not from external forces or things that you read or watch. This is gaining answers from within, and when you resonate with that, you know it, and then you also feel it when there's confirmation after the fact. I find that there's always confirmation. Be emotionally honest with yourself and others. You may attract a partner for sexual healing. May make no long-term commitment. So this is not about locking yourself into something. It's really about respite and relaxation and reflection. And with the Passion card there, it definitely is possible that you have someone, especially with the devil next to it, where there is some sexuality going on. For a specific purpose, though. So it's about finding appropriate outlets for passion and emotions. And the soul path is expressing your soul's passion. So this could be, you could be in this reflective mode of how will I get to express my soul's passion in this life or in this new journey? And I feel that the answers will come over this period. There's a truth that will emerge, and it has something to do with seeing something in the darkness of what has made you fail in the past. What has been the block that has caused you to fail, that is connected in with the conflict and possibly a group of people who think differently than you. So the Hermit with the Brandenburg Amethyst is the perfect blueprint. It's a master healer and holds the perfect blueprint of your soul and all that is. It heals physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual, karmic, planetary, and ancestral auric layers. So it's like this energy of that encompasses everything and is a healing. So if there is something in your life that has that effect on you, I feel like the Hermit is moving towards that. He's looking to drink that in, whatever that is, that has that all-encompassing healing effect on you. Also, I feel like it might be that you are looking at those places within that create this need for self healing. What places within need that self healing? I feel like he's looking at that also. And the divination is that you are perfect exactly as you are in the present moment. Step onto your soul path and seed your future with potential. Self-discipline and clear focus bring your dreams to fruition. Aim for the highest. So there is something about aiming, like I said, this aim of the focus. What is the target? What is not necessarily the destination, but what is it that you want? And aim for the highest potential. Don't settle for something that won't in the end fulfill you. And seeing that you are in a place right now that is perfect for the next steps. So find that, and this is where the Hanged Man comes in, is find that perspective where right now you're in the perfect place for the next step, because second by second you create the reality. And collectively, second by second, we create what's going on in the world. So the self-understanding, I'll just read this about the Brandenburg Amethyst, is that you are a being of pure consciousness and are wonderful just the way you are. Embrace the clarity of your core being. Let go of mental constructs, karmic imprints, soul imperatives, and relationships that no longer serve. Heal the past, reframe previous choices that you have made in your life. Reframe previous choices that you've made in your life. The things that have caused you, the conflict that has come up, that has caused you failure, or the perception of failure, has to be reframed in a way that failure is necessary, and was necessary to take a new pathway to step into your soul purpose and expand your higher soul self, higher dimensions of your soul. And then the Eight of Cups with the Labradorite is the mind's eye. This raises your consciousness to connect to mystical dimensions and the highest protective energies. It strengthens your faith in yourself and aids intuitive guidance. So this new pathway that involves you going through a cleansing, a truth-seeing, a alchemical change, mind and body, creates a new pathway that basically strengthens your intuition, and you are able to see more of the bigger picture, more of the higher perspective. Because Pisces energy is about seeing the bigger picture and seeing things from a higher perspective, and not necessarily getting too involved in the petty details of things. Of course, Pisces, if we're talking about Pisces as a person, everyone can get involved in petty details, but generally a Pisces person can fairly easily see the bigger picture and take a higher perspective on it, and this is what it's saying, is that there is a truth here about the failures of the past, the manipulation of the past, the undermining, whatever this is for you. It could be a lot of different things for people. Five of Wands means conflict, which leads to failure or stagnation. And so it's just a reframing of that, different perspectives, so that you can have new focus. See where you need to kind of look at different things that you need to heal about yourself or your environment, and know what you want, what is your desire, and move forward with that kind of Piscean energy. It's a chariot-like knight who is not even on the ground. He's gliding above water. So he's not like he's taking a higher perspective. He can see all of the emotions that he has been through, and the potential to dive into those emotions, but he's gliding over the top of the water and can see where he's going. And he's holding his cup. With what looks like a lotus, which is, whenever I see a lotus, I see like the soul flower. So this is like a blossoming of who you are. Getting into a practice of alchemy, energy work. Merlin was a energy worker, the archetype of Merlin. So the self-understanding with this message is that you are an intuitive being with the gift of foresight. So this is going to bring in a lot of intuitive stuff, lots of downloads, lots of epiphanies. Keep yourself grounded. The veil between the worlds is thin. You could easily confuse yourself with imaginings. Aim for clear insights. Hold on to common sense. It is your most effective tool in assessing intuitions and acting on those that are valid. Beware of psychic vampires. Ensure that you do not have a leaky aura. You face a temporary setback, but a sudden reversal of fortune is possible. So it's saying no matter what kind of energy is around you, what kind of people are around you, or what situation there's always going to be that. It's just the nature of being on planet Earth. There's always going to be that thing or person or energy in the darkness around you, wanting to suck the life of you, because you're an empathic, loving individual who wants the best for yourself and everyone you love. And so feeling more into this Pisces energy, it's about creating a life or a pathway with this higher perspective. You need the higher perspective, basically, is what it's saying, to create the next step. But I'm going to leave it here, and I'll be back in a few days to do another reading. And I'm sending everyone lots of love, and I'll see you soon. Bye.